Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me tonight on my channel. Today is, what is today? Tuesday, April the 18th. I hope everyone had an awesome day. And, you were able to get some good weather, hopefully. If not, you saw that, I don't know what you call, I don't even know what bad weather is. Bad weather was, to me, would equate to just absolute devastation. And then I would have to look at the weather and say, devastation. Okay. So we know things happen, and Mother Earth has an energy, and therefore we have to go on with our lives and do the very best that we can. I always try to encourage anyone out there listening to always just do the very best that you can, and the very best that you can. Put your 100% in, knowing your heart that you have given it your all, and leave it alone. Okay, and leave it alone. Now, if someone else says that you should be able to push for 200%, well, it is whatever you decide to do. I'm just saying, once I give my best, once I push myself as much as I can push without being pushed over, you know, it's just an encouragement to stay on your path and do the very best that you can and be good to yourself. Be good to yourself, and just to be loving to yourself. I brought this out today. When I first started, my thought process was just really to just have this out each time. Move this out the way. Just to put my sign out. Dun, 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 dun. But anyway, so I actually try to put this in my information line in the bottom of all of my screens as well. If you need to contact me, this is my email and my website. And today, and I brought this up also. I've been using it just to show y'all, just to show y'all something. But I wrote on it permanent ink because I really wanted to use it each day, and I haven't been doing that. So thank you so much if you have already visited the website. I realized I had some older pictures on there, but even with the older pictures, they're pictures that I know I can still make those same cups. Okay, so once again, thank you for joining. Hope you had a beautiful day. And guess what? Tomorrow is Wednesday. Hey, people love Wednesdays, and once it gets to that Wednesday, it's a wrap. Everybody can deal with it. But as I mentioned before, try to do the best you can on that Monday and that Tuesday, because somebody had an amazing weekend and somebody came in on cloud nine on Mondays. Okay. We're going to try to get to that. Okay. So anyway, thank you again. I just want to show you, for those who joined me yesterday, this is the blessed cup that I made. Okay. And I made it right up off the rip. What it is, I actually made a bunch of cups. I do have my brightest light on. I made a bunch of cups where I just made the cups, and I put the vinyl on them, but I never put any of the stones on it. Okay, so last night on camera, I went ahead and just added the stones, and I think she came out so cute. I just decided to add a crown to it while I was doing it, and I like the way that it came out. And this is on my website now, the same website that I showed you here. If you're interested in getting a couple, someone who would just love it, regardless of, these are the Swarovski crystals that I purchased. And if you know someone who would like it, and if they want the color different, I just use yellow because I felt like using yellow yesterday. But yeah, I have so many colors that I can make the crown and her jewelry. Okay, so that's awesome on that. And I just want to show you that piece because, like I said, I already put that on my website. Now, for today, and keep in mind, I'm always going to keep it very, very quick for you so I don't have to keep you held up here at all. I know one of the things that I said I was going to do today, like I said, was to update my website. Some people need a list. Some people need a list. Some people need to write down what they're going to do for the day, or if we can all get to the point of saying, okay, so what did we do? I could say constructively, or in my mind, I would say, what did we do creatively? I might have moved the chair over to the other side of the room. Maybe creatively, I noticed the birds outside and just notice, that they fly at a certain angle. I know it sounds so weird, doesn't it? But the bottom line is you did something that you can actually recall that day to say that that was value added, it was knowledge added, it, you know, it added to you in some way. You learned something else today, you know, and for the most part you can look at TV and probably find something else. But if it's factual and not just trying to be out there for distractions, I'm gonna encourage it. But once again, we all have the choice to, you know, do whatever we want to do on that. So anyway, so I was able to finish my website, and that's a big thumbs up because, like I said, I saw a bunch of old pictures on there. I said old pictures meaning there were pictures from my very first showings, and they were not even. A lot of my pictures were at that point really weren't professional pictures. A lot of them are not. For example, yesterday when I was making that, I hadn't even let it dry yet. I probably went ahead and made a picture of it without it drying. When I say drying, I mean I let the adhesive get on it very good, and then I start cleaning up around it. Now I cleaned around it yesterday to put the picture out there, but here again, it's still not. I used to try to have at least I, perfectly for me. I would mind. I would not mind 3 days for this to, you know, so it can seal really well, glue wise. But I do know that I've given them out before then. Just let people know. Don't, you know, it feels like it's on there, so just try not to bother that piece too much. Try to move your studs or anything like that. I don't think you can even move, to be honest. That E6000 is the real deal, okay? So very quickly, it is at 6 minutes, so we're moving along right here. As you know, for example, this cup right here, I use several cups, and you may do the same thing. This 14-ounce cup or the 16-ounce cup are my coffee cups, and then normally I'll do a smaller beer mug, which is like 16 ounces, or the larger heavy beer mug, which is 26.5 ounces. Okay, and so you would see those sizes. You won't see the sizes, but you'll definitely see what I'm talking about if you go to the website. And if it's anything that you want, please feel free to call or text or email. I'll be happy to help you with that. Just just recently this week, I received an order. I have 3 cups that I'm doing right now. One of them, yeah, so 3 cups for right now. And so what I did earlier, so just to let you know, whenever you have your projects, you know, especially let's say you get 3 at one time, I really work well just doing one and completing it. But I know some days that might not be the best way. So what I did was I went ahead and cut. Now see, I'm sure you might not be able to see it with the shine, so I won't even um, yeah, you really can't see this. But I use this color right here for skin tone. I usually, if someone wanted a skin tone, you know, like my complexion, well, it's a little lighter than my complexion, but there's several vinyls that you can use for the skin tone of a person if they want it. A lot of times I haven't even been using skin tones at all. That's just layering, and I really feel like if I had to do a lot of colors, I would rather sublimate versus vinyl. Vinyl looks so amazing. It's more time consuming to do this versus sublimating. But of course, you know, sublimating, it all depends on if you're fully wrapping it to make sure that you don't have a lot of overlays. And sometimes even if you have an overlay, you might be able to put some resin with some glitter or marker, whatever works. I never noticed any errors, or I never looked for errors with, you know, with sublimated cups that I received until I got into it and realized that was an issue for a lot of people. So anyway, this right here is what I'm making the skin color in. Okay, and you can all, I think I purchased this at Michael's, but I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. I do so much of my ordering from Amazon, but if it's something I need like quick, like I may have just bought one sheet of this before. So I went and bought like maybe 2 or 3 sheets of that. So I already, actually on here, it's already cut out. And tonight what I'm going to do is just weed a lot of this out. Now I have 3 of the same prints. I printed one tonight, not remember that I had already printed the same lady. This is my, what I call my Indian sheath. Yeah, you can't see it on here, but it's the Indian sheath that I'm making for someone, and it's so cute. It is so cute. It's a beautiful young lady with her Indian chief hat on, And so definitely many of us know that we were either with the Cherokee tribe, and we're still trying to figure out about the name of Cherokee to see if there was a name even before then, if there was a name before then like that. So anyway, many of us may have found out that we were from the Cherokee tribe or the Choctaws. Whatever the case is, it's always amazing to do your own footwork as far as that. If you, we always say go to the oldest member of your family or the oldest neighbor, and as they can tell you, there are some very wonderful people that are probably almost what we consider 80 years old with an excellent mind. I might even compare an 80-year-old mind and a 90-year-old mind, the same person, to somebody in their 20s and 30s, because sometimes the person who's younger can't even remember things. But you can get some of these older people who are used to writing things down and the computer not thinking for them and the phone not doing everything. They have excellent minds, and I love that, because Lord knows some days I have to think real long and hard because I'm used to the computer life. Okay, don't make me lie about it. I try to keep it real. So anyway, so here again, you can't see it on here, but what I'm going to do is 11 minutes. After now, all of these have some items that I've already printed out for my three cups tomorrow. And basically, so you see that it's going to include this purple for me, this purple on one of them, and then I have plenty of black vinyl that I need to cut out, and then of course some of this skin tone brown one. So these are the three colors I'm going to be using, and I will place it on my cups, and then I'll blend it out. And so I'm going to pause, and I'm going to at least weed out one of the pictures so you can at least see. In fact, let me do this here real quick while we're on screen. But those, I'm sure many people know how to weed at this point. I'm just putting this stuff out after a lot of people already know how to do a lot of this. But what I basically do, for example, I'm going to do this one. This one has two images on it, right? I'm going to cut it right here. This is one. Okay. So now, all I'm going to basically do, I'll do this one right here on camera, and then I'll just pause it, and then come back on the end. So what I'm doing here